If you are a citizen of a country that is not a European Union member state or one of the Nordic countries, you need a residence permit for Finland. If you apply for a residence permit based on work, you must first find a job in Finland. Before a residence permit can be granted to you, you must find a job in Finland. When you have found a job, you can apply for a residence permit. To work in Finland, you normally need either a residence permit for an employed person or some other residence permit entitling you to work. The type of permit depends on what kind of work you will be doing. Other residence permits for working. For some jobs, you will not need a residence permit for an employed person, but will need a residence permit for a specific job. These jobs include, for example, own corporate leadership positions, 2 specialist posts, 3 researcher posts, 4 work in the field of science, culture, or the arts, 5 traineeships. The Finnish Immigration Service will decide on whether or not you will be granted a residence permit. For a residence permit, you do not need a decision issued by the Employment and Economic Development Office. Seasonal Workers Residence Permit. If you come to Finland for seasonal work, you need a seasonal work permit. Seasonal work can last up to 9 months. Examples of seasonal work: on plant growing, 2 forestry work, 3 festival work. If you are coming to work for less than 3 months from a country whose citizens are required to have a visa, you must apply for a seasonal work visa from a Finnish embassy. If your work will last over 3 months, apply to the Finnish Immigration Service for a seasonal work residence permit. Working based on another residence permit. If you already have a residence permit for Finland based on some other grounds such as family ties, you may have the right to work. In this case, you will not need a specific residence permit for working. You can check from your residence permit card and your residence permit decision whether you have the right to work in Finland. Applying for a residence permit. You must apply for the first residence permit before you come to Finland. You can apply for a permit online through the Enter Finland service. After applying, you must visit the closest Finnish diplomatic mission to prove your identity and present original copies of the application appendices. You must visit a Finnish diplomatic mission within 3 months of submitting the application online. The application cannot be processed until you have visited the Finnish diplomatic mission. You usually need to make an appointment in advance to visit a Finnish diplomatic mission. Remember to check your Enter Finland account regularly. If further clarifications are needed for your application, you will be informed through your account. If you are unable to apply online, you can bring a paper form and its appendices to the closest Finnish diplomatic mission. You can print out the application form from the Finnish Immigration Service website. Processing of the residence permit application is subject to a fee. You must pay this fee when you submit your application. Applying for a special expert's residence permit. If you come to Finland to work as a specialist, you can apply for a residence permit via the Fast Track service. The Fast Track processing time for an application is at maximum 2 weeks. Specialists include its specialists and higher education graduates who come to Finland for a job requiring special professional skills. Your spouse and children can also apply for a residence permit via the Fast Track service if they apply at the same time as you. In order for your application to be processed via the Fast Track service, you must apply for a permit electronically through the Enter Finland service. You must also pay for the application through the Enter Finland service. After applying, you must visit the closest Finnish diplomatic mission to prove your identity within 5 working days of submitting the application. You can arrive in Finland as soon as you have received a positive decision on your permit application, even if you have not yet received your residence permit card. The residence permit card can also be mailed to you in Finland. However, you may need a visa for Finland if you do not yet have your residence permit card. If you need a visa for Finland, you can apply for a D visa. With a D visa, you can enter Finland without a residence permit card as soon as your residence permit has been granted. Apply for a D visa simultaneously with the residence permit through Enter Finland. If you come from a visa-free country, you do not need a D visa. More information on the specialist permit and D visa is available on the Finnish Immigration Service website. Finding a job in Finland. Information on how to find a job in Finland is available on the Info Finland page. Find a job in Finland. Working without a residence permit. Regardless of your nationality, in some cases you may be able to work in Finland without a residence permit. You must, however, have a valid visa if you need a visa to reside in Finland. You can work in Finland without a residence permit if, for example, 1. You come to Finland on the basis of an invitation or contract to work as an interpreter, teacher, expert, or a sports referee for a maximum of 3 months. 2. You are a permanent employee of a company operating in an European Union and Eurasian Economic Union state and are coming to Finland to perform temporary purchasing or subcontracting work, and your work will not take more than 3 months. 3. You are residing in Finland as an asylum seeker and have valid travel documents entitling you to cross the border. You can work without a residence permit when 3 months have passed since you submitted your asylum application. 4. You are residing in Finland as an asylum seeker and you have no valid travel documents entitling you to cross the border, you can work without a residence permit when you have resided in the country for 6 months. You can check at the Finnish Immigration Service website whether you can work in Finland without a residence permit. Average living costs in Finland based on cities. The living costs in Finland generally vary per city. The rent for a studio in Oulu ranges from 270 to 500 euros per month. On the other hand, the rent for a studio generally range from 270 to 600 euros per month in Tampere. Meanwhile, the rent for a studio in Helsinki metropolitan area generally ranges from 380 to 750 euros per month. The amount also specifically depends on the size and location of the apartment. Furthermore, a room in a shared apartment in Helsinki metropolitan area is certainly more affordable. The rental fee generally ranges from 270 to 520 euros per month. On the other hand, the rent for a shared apartment in Tampere ranges from 195 to 415 euros per month. In Oulu, the rental fee ranges from 200 to 425 euros per month. The cost of transportation varies between different cities. A 30-day transportation ticket is generally around 52 euros per month in Oulu and 56 euros in Tampere. In Helsinki metropolitan area, the transportation cost is generally 65 euros per month. However, there are some discounts for young adults under 24 years.